Because at the end of the day, after watching this film, you could look at him and say, why? You've done two horrendous things to attain your power. Why? This is Sparks TV. Welcome to the channel, guys. Yeah, the official channel that does support Jody's Corner. Much appreciated. Glad you guys are here. Let's go ahead and get into this movie review. So last night, sorry I didn't get to do this earlier for you guys, but last night we went to go see King Arthur. Now I reacted to the trailer on Jody's Corner and I said the trailer looked tight. It was way different than anything King Arthur that we've probably ever seen. I said it looked good. It's a different telling, I could tell it looked like, of what King Arthur is. I knew that it would turn a lot of people off, and I knew a lot of people was like, probably would look at it like, this is trash. I ain't finna see this, bruh. No way, I'm not having it. And even in the comment section on that channel, on that video, people were saying, oh man, you tripping, bro. You saying this, but King Arthur looked weak and all that, blah, blah. So I understand the controversy around this movie. So coming in, and plus it's Charlie Hunnam. Some people like him, some people don't. So going into seeing this film, I understood what I was getting into. And, you know, a lot of people might not even see this film because of the way the trailers turn them off with the more edgy, upbeat, gangster type approach that they bring to King Arthur. So actually, my first impressions with this film is I actually enjoyed this movie, guys. This was a very enjoyable movie. It wasn't a great movie, but it was a movie that entertained you from beginning to end. It also kept my attention. It kept all of our attention. We were actually sitting down, paying attention, entertained. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that the director really helmed this. Guy Ritchie did his thing. Classic. You can kind of see a lot of his elements, especially. We had lots of great edits in this movie too. Even though Guy Ritchie got the shots, shout outs to his editing team for putting things together. There's a montage scene in this movie that builds Arthur's character up from boyhood to adulthood, and the montage was about 3 minutes long, and it absolutely was one of the best montages I've seen in film. Never before have I seen 3 minutes of footage and felt like I grew up with the character. That is how you do montages. The best part of the whole film, the most impressive part about this whole film, is how they montaged and they expedited King Arthur's life from a child, from a baby, to adulthood, to the man that he is. I didn't think it could possibly be done, but the edits were so well done, and the shots that Guy Ritchie took showing him through each phase of growing. It wasn't like Lion King, you had little baby cub Simba, a teenager Simba, then a full grown. It basically showed chronologically like 2-year gaps in him aging, and it felt like I bought everything about his character. And shout outs to Guy Ritchie for doing that. Shout outs to the editing team for making that happen. As far as characters in this movie go, Jude Law, I understood what he was about as far as once he became who he was, what his motivations were for remaining the king. But I had an issue with him. His overall issue, his overall reason, and his wanting and need for power, the reason why he is who he is, as a viewer, you got a problem with buying it. I wasn't buying it. I'm like, wait a minute. I understand this is who you are, but why are you this way? I feel like they could have even gave one of those 2-minute montages to Jude Law's story arc with his brother. What's his name? Eric Bana? I think his name is Eric Bana. I would have loved to see Jude Law and his brother, like a montage between them, the rift between them two, the tension there, or the hatred there. I wanted to see that build up so it would give Jude Law's character, the king, more depth as to why he wants to be so evil, or why he has these motivations that he has. Because this film failed on that aspect for me when it comes to the antagonist. You feel what I'm saying? So a little bit issues with Jude Law's character as far as his motivations are concerned, because at the end of the day, after watching this film, you could look at him and say, why? You've done two horrendous things to attain your power. Why? Why are you this needy and this lust for greatness and power? Because in The Lion King, there's another Lion King reference, you notice how Mufasa was king, Scar was the brother, Simba was the son. in order for Scar to become king, he needed to kill Mufasa and Simba to be the king. And they told a really good story between Mufasa and Scar, showing the rift between those two, showing Scar's desire to be king, showing his want for power and anything that he was able to do to get it. Now, if there were some of those motivations for Jude Law's character, I believe he would have been a much better fleshed out villain. That's where I'm gonna leave that. As far as Charlie Hunnam goes, Mr. King Arthur himself, Sons of Anarchy, riding through this world all alone. Hey, I liked him. He did a good job. I bought him. Tough guy, new type of swag. I like the edgier look to it. It worked, guys. I will tell you. The issues that you probably have with the trailer about how it looks, like this doesn't look original. It's not classic. It's not that. It's like a Sons of Anarchy twist, Game of Thrones-y, retro reimagining that I don't even care to watch. Definitely go watch King Arthur because it actually works. The tone that they set up actually works. Yes, if you really wanted to, you could pick this movie apart. You could just pull strings here and there. But overall, the characters were good. The supporting characters were good. They did a really good job at introducing you to King Arthur's crew of thugs who he rolls with. You buy him. You relate to him a little bit. They're pretty good. It's just little elements that they could have toned down and dug deeper into more of Jude Law and his father. I think they should have delved into the history a little bit more there. They should have got into that a little bit more. But overall, this film was very pleasurable. I was entertained. I really enjoyed my experience in the theater, man. It's definitely worth the price. It's worth the price, guys, is what I gotta say. It's the real. The only main two issues is the tone the tone was good, but the pacing was pretty good too. It was just it kind of went off track and derailed a little bit. They could have cleaned it up. They could have spent about another month or two in the editing, cleaned it up, made it a little bit tighter. I think it would have been a more cohesive film. That and the CG. The CG was so up and down. It's like at times it was like pretty nice. Like the opening scene with some, I'll just mention it's an opening scene with King Arthur's father and some elephants. I'll leave it at that. It's a very nice looking scene. The CG looks crisp and clear and beautiful. But then at times the CG looks so bad. There's a scene where King Arthur, I won't say gets down and does his thing, and it looks pretty, it looks like the Matrix reloaded way back then when Neo was fighting the 100 guys, and you could clearly see he's a CG animated character flipping and flopping around. It was an eyesore. It was hard to watch, and because it stuck out so bad. And there was a lot of other elements in the film where the CG kind of stood out, like, wow, that looks so terrible. And sometimes it looked really good. So it was like, they could have spent more time or a little bit more money on that. But I know this is a controversial film, so they probably didn't have the budget. Overall, this is a good movie. I do recommend you guys go see it. I give this movie a solid B, baby. Dope. This movie is tight. Yeah. Definitely recommend you guys go see it. Hope you guys like this spoiler review I'm dropping to y'all. And my dog acting crazy with the toy in the back. I got him a little chicken. I got him a chicken, one of those plastic chickens from the Dollar Tree. He going ham on it. He had to go take a water break. He drinking water. He go right back to it now. Right back to it. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I am Jody Joe. This is Sparks TV. And I'm out this thing. Deuces.